Hello, I am Love Tucker, the fantastic Brooklynite, born and bred. You know what it is. And, I'm just Adonis's mom. Mm.
Yeah, you can't go from mid-tone, mid-high.
Love Tucker, the actress. Describe to me your love for the arts and acting.
Oh, man. Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. So I feel like some little kids were that kid that you acted like the comb was your microphone. You're doing an interview with yourself in the mirror. That was me. And I never really thought about acting, to tell the truth. It wasn't until I was somewhere, probably a fashion show or something, and someone said, "Oh, you should do acting." And I thought, nah. But then that's what I thought before doing runway. So I thought, okay, well, let me try and see if there's any natural ability there. And then I started to do small things. And I thought, okay, I think this might work. Predominantly because there is a lot of facial, you're reacting to things. And the more that you learn, like, I'm saying it like, oh my gosh, great passion for it. I went to school, I was acting since I was 9. No, that wasn't me. But what was me is that I'm a creative. I'm always thinking. So I can add something to this and hopefully make it believable.
Awesome. So since that day someone approached you, you have no training?
Well, luckily for me, I know some people. And I study other people. And I'd say the biggest thing is that, yeah, it would be a good idea to go and do classes and stuff like that. I haven't yet, just because I've been fortunate enough to be around other people. Like a good friend of mine is an acting professor for a very long time. He's not giving me any lessons or anything, but when he speaks about his students, I'm like, I literally go like this. Tell me more, professor. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll use that exercise. Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Got you. So now, when you get a script or scripts, how do you pick the films that you do act in?
Well, if I get them and I get to pick, then I always say this. I don't do roles that I would not normally do in real life. Like I wouldn't do something that I wouldn't normally do in real life. So I find that it's easy to put yourself in the position of something that you would actually do or be. So you get to stretch yourself if you go, oh, I wouldn't do this. But there's a small part of me that thinks I could be a murderer. You know what? Because everybody wants to kill somebody every once in a while. So, yeah, I think I could do that role. I think something within you needs to resonate with that role. So that has been how I've picked in the past, either whether or not I'm auditioning for something, or if I get a script and I go, oh yeah, I could see myself in this role.
Awesome. So what's your process in breaking down the script and then building the character?
So I create a whole story, a whole ethos around whoever my character is. I have given my character in Cooking Yesterday's Grease a last name. She got a whole work husband. Like I got her whole story already. So there's that part. And besides that, I go, no, I've lost my train of thought. You got to give me the question again.
What's your process in breaking down a script and building a character and giving yourself a husband?
Okay, my process in breaking down a script is I read the whole thing because I want to know what the macro story is. Then, okay, here's what my part is. What role is this character to the whole entire story? Then I start building the world around them. And then it's about memorizing those lines, right? But behind those lines, what's the impetus for how I'm going to reflect this? And like I said, my good friend, one of the things that he said that really stuck with me was build this up as big as you could build it and bring it down as small as you can make it. And there's so much variation in that you go, oh, okay. So for this scene, is this whole scene quiet? Is this whole scene loud? Can I be loud here? Do I have to be small here? And then you figure out where you fit in that particular spot, in the whole entire world of that story.
Nice. Love it, love it. So tell me your study method or methods that you have once you done macro and micro the script.
I read a bunch of books on how I'm supposed to memorize lines and stuff, right? And for me, there's not a script that I touch that I don't ad lib in some way. And then I check with the writer or the director, especially a writer. Is this absolutely precious that I say this exactly the way? Because it doesn't fit in my tongue that way. And usually people kind of get, oh, or no, it needs to be said this way because this. So I'm usually memorizing it with my ad lib, and that's the way I can usually remember my lines. But I go through and I go through and I go through. I break it down. If it's in scenes, I do it in scenes. If it's, if it's a whole world, there's just one script for me, okay, then I'm going through the whole thing. And then I torture my son and have him help me read through the lines. Please help me read through these lines. And hopefully I've got them all right by the time I get on set.
Excellent, excellent. Two-part question, real easy. Tell us about your character in Cooking Yesterday's Grease, Dion, and then tell us about Dion, Cassie, and Shay.
All right. So let me tell you about Zion Zabo. That's her whole name. Zion Zabo she's a manager, but of course she is, at her job. She's like Tommy, I don't know where she works. But she has decided that she's a manager because that's her personality. She is trying to be a better version of herself. She is trying to change her hoish ways because now she's looking for a boot. She's trying to be booed up, but she sees that what she's done in the past hasn't really worked for her. And she's seeing it mirrored in her friendships, birds of a same feather flock together, right? And so she's saying, oh, well, my girls, they struggling in their relationships and not having relationships. And, we're all like this. And why is that? And why can't we be better? And so, she's trying to get better, but slowly but surely, one step forward, two steps back. That's how I see her relating. Like she's trying to evolve. So she's like most people, she's giving advice where she probably shouldn't give advice. Mind your business, Dion. But that's who I feel like she is. And that kind of speaks to the relationship with the other ladies, that she sees what Casey's going through and she's just like, oh, you trying to move on. And, you're trying to find a good guy, but you're not giving this good guy a chance. What do you got to do to get a chance? Man, I don't know about Shay. I think Shay just needs to be with somebody who can make some good mild sauce. And then her life would be complete, Then she could just calm down because she's ready to fight at every moment. So as long as I can keep Shay from fighting with a bucket of mild sauce, and I could try to get Casey to show us the way by giving somebody a chance, and not just jumping into physical relations with people, perhaps we could all get to be in a place where we could cook in today's Greece.